Good morning, Geekdom. It's me, the Artisan MC, with the fastest live stream west of the Mississippi. If you're in England, that's the Mississippi River. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. Shout out to my good brother, Minister Malika Me Bain, in here saying good morning at Artisan and the Geek Elite. Princess, I was just thinking about you. I hadn't seen you in a hot second. What's good, Princess? So I am streaming live from Universe 60723 in the Artisan verse. So we got on the menu today. I'll tell you right now, all the graduations that happen around here is a bunch of new people on the road and they are done as fuck. That was less than 15 seconds. I already got that. There's some really dumb drivers out right now. I don't know what to tell you. And dumb drivers and me being hangry does not make shit all over in my lane on the turn. She cannot control her vehicle. All over. Like she's driving by braille. Like the car is blind and she's blind and she needs the bumpers in the road to drive by. Anyway. What up, Akuteki? Finally caught it live. What's good, everyone? Yeah, what's up, Akuteki? Akuteki, Aria, something what it do? What's up to the chocolate witch? Do I remember my kids' graduations? Yeah, they happen in June. They happen in June. All our graduations happen in June. Even my son's graduation from culinary school happened in June. I think the later part of June. The exact day, no. I don't think about it like that. It's not a day that I need to remember the date of like that. Or I wasn't paying that much attention to the date like that, like I was paying attention to mine, like I know mine from high school was June 11th. One from college was shit, I don't remember. June something such, right? The one from carpentry was September 17th, 99. You know, I've matriculated a lot. So there's a lot of dates to remember. And to be honest, some stuff like that I do not remember and I don't try to. It's not that it wasn't important, but it was important for that moment. And then I move on from it. I'm usually thinking so far ahead. By the time I get to that day, I've already lived it in a sense in my mind. Passed it already. Actually getting to it is just like Dr. Manhattan, showing up. And I've been in this moment already. And this is what it feels like now. That's what it's like. Try to think further ahead. When I do impulsive stuff, that gets me in the, the spur and the spice of life because it hasn't been thought out as much as I would think out everything else. Not as much. Still thought out, but I decided to go with it without putting extra thought into it. That's the struggles of an overthinker. It's just what it is. And I like playing chess. It is what it is. So, I want to give a disclaimer on yesterday's short. I put up 2 shorts yesterday. One about the title change for Captain America 4, and the other one about road rage. Now, you seeing this happy-go-lucky, sunny disposition right now in the morning. I've slept, I've eaten, I haven't even had coffee yet. I'm just good. I have not had coffee. I have not eaten. It's been a frustrating day already. I don't be doing nothing stupid around me. I'm telling you, like, all this other stuff happens so I can tolerate people. I'm serious. It does. And what that goofball did yesterday in the smoke gray BMW SUV was do some a-hole stuff and think I wasn't going to see his face through his tinted windows. I'm like, what do people get out of trying to mean mug somebody from through tinted windows? What are you about that? You are not about that. I'm not saying I'm super gangster about that either, but that dang, I know certain things. You catch me on the wrong fucking day, it'll be your worst one. And it's, look, I will be a whole in bloom asshole. And I haven't eaten either. It's been a frustrating day. Bruh, you're asking for problems. And what he did, just to be clear, I am getting on the freeway. There are 3 freaking lanes, one of which is a commuter lane. I turn in my lane to get onto the freeway. A goofball in the right lane cuts across into my lane during the turn. Doesn't finish the turn in their lane. They want to finish it in mine. The other goofball on my left side speeds up so I cannot get over. There's a semi in front of the other jackass who just cut over in front of my lane. And this dude in the BMW is behind me, speeding up as well. I'm not driving slow. Now, because of what the initial SUV did, and what the jerk off on the right side or left side of me is doing in the commuter lane, not commuting, he's just riding by himself. In the semi, I am in the middle of the semi. The semi is merging over into my lane now. I have to get past him. The car who cut me off is not going much faster to get in front of the semi. And the jackass on the left wants to speed. There is nowhere for me to go to get crushed between a semi truck and his goofy ass. Not to mention Mr. BMW speeding up behind to close the gap, so I can't even get over behind the black car in my left lane. Look, I did what Dominic Toretto would have done. I hit the gas. I hit the gas and threaded the needle and said, fuck it. Didn't sit there scared, reacted. Instead of getting crushed between 2 cars, I gassed it, got through, and cut in front of the black SUV that was trying to cut me off. Now, before I even have a chance, I get through there to process what's going on. I'm still trying to get on the fucking freeway. The dude in the black car speed up and go past me, jump over 2 lanes, and what does this asshole behind him do? Pull up on the side of me, looking crazy at me through his what is it? Number 2 tinted glass, or number 3 tinted glass. And I saw him. I looked him in his face. And then he tried to mash off. I'm like, fuck you. I got on the freeway, I got behind him, and I noticed he just keep trying to run. Oh, you want to be saucy, but now you want to run. You wasn't expecting that. Now, truth be told, this asshole tends to keep going the way I'm going. And although I'm just driving, I'm not trying to follow him. That motherfucker keep making some erratic moves all over the place. Every time my car ends up behind him, he jumping somewhere else and trying to run. I'm like, oh, you scared. That's what that is. You don't want me to pull up on the side of you and look at your ass again on your driver's side. You don't want that. You wanted it a minute ago. Now you want to run because you want to show me that your BMW is faster than my car. Look, as far as I know, all these goddamn cars go 100 miles an hour. As far as I know, all of them. Biggest to the smallest, all go 100 miles an hour. The only difference is how long it takes them to get there. So once I figured this out, because, you know, I'm an amateur psychologist, not a professional because I don't have my PhD, but I do have a bachelor's, I start following his ass. And it just so happens he's going the same way I'm going. And he keep doing moves when he see me to try to get away. I'm like, dumbass. You pretty much on the straightaway and I got eagle vision. Like Assassin's Creed. I see you. I have marked you. I got your scent. I see you. You ain't going nowhere. Drive fast. Please drive fast. What's that line that snipers say? You can run away, but you only die tired. Because what I'm going to throw is going to catch your ass. Still going to catch you. But that's what he was doing. And he happened to get off in the dumbest area he could have got off in. A bunch of entitled rich folks or pseudo rich folks living on a shitty ass street. I'm like, oh, this is where you went. Okay. He thought he was free and clear. I couldn't see him. Apparently nobody else has eyes on the planet Earth. He get off the freeway and I mosey up there 70 miles an hour. I didn't have to go 90. I mosey on up there at 70 and he went around and I used basic following people tactics. You don't have to be close. You just have to be in eyesight. And I know where he's going. Know the streets. Because I do shit like that. I got that kind of memory. He get off the freeway and he stuck at a light behind a bunch of cars, even though he tried to gas it around and turn real quick like he was going to disappear. Or you disappeared into on a regular street with stoplights. You ain't going nowhere. When I tell you, when I got off the freeway and I pulled up one car behind his ass, how fast he pulled off when that green light hit, dude, you would have thought it was a drag strip. You would have thought it was a drag strip. That motherfucker got out of there. He got around that long turn and gassed it. Gassed it hard. He was scared. Now he's scared. A minute ago, you was tough guy. Now you scared. Doing some stuff nobody was doing to you. You were going to mess up somebody else trying to be an asshole. But now you scared. Because it came back with you a bit. I stayed behind that motherfucker until he got to his last block. I did. Until he got to his last block. And then I went straight. Why? Because you go to sleep at night, motherfucker. I don't need to know exactly which house you stopped at. I just need to know you stopped on this block. That's why I said it's stupid. Look, all my psychological study came to me one proof positive point about people. Everybody is crazy. Everybody on this planet is crazy. The problem is you don't know where their button is. You don't know where that switch is in their mind where you flip that switch and they will go completely nuts on you. You don't know what it is. You don't know what the trigger is. I was just telling my son this story at my mother's birthday party. And I'm sitting there talking to her friend and remembering, and me and my son are talking about how far back you can clearly remember. And I told him I can clearly remember probably back to I was 3 years old. I'm serious. I can. Because of some unpleasant shit that happened, my memory and my consciousness has been aware of myself for a long time. 3 or 4 years old. And I told my mother's friend, who's known me since conception, how far back I remember her mother, the house they stayed in. And if you're from Richmond, Parchester Village. What school I was going to, the little girlfriends I had. And I told them a story about breaking in. It's called a breaking in when you climb through a window. But going into like my preschool classroom on recess, climbing through the window to get into the cabinet where they had the apples and the apple slicer, and liking the apple slicer because I wanted some more apples. I climbed through a window, over a sink, into the cabinet, got that apple because I wanted to use the apple slicer because I like the shapes it made. Cut me some more slices of apple, climbed back through the window, went back out on the play yard and played with everybody else. I told them that story. They were laughing our ass off about it. But what I also told my son was that was the school I went to when I kicked this boy's teeth down his throat for saying something about my mom. And that was no bullshit. He said something about my mother. I didn't take to it too kindly and jumped up on my desk and kicked him in his mouth. Lost his 2 front teeth. Been violent for a while. I know how to manage it now. So I say all that to say this. I don't need to know what house you stay at. Not exactly. Because you're going to go to sleep. And I'm an insomniac, nigga. If I feel like it, I will find out. If I feel like it. The point of that being, you don't know what set people off. But you endangering my life and then being an asshole about it, oh, that's a trigger. That is a trigger. Also brought on by not eating the dumbass people. I don't like dumb people. I am not a fan of people in general. I've told you guys this. I like individuals. People on the whole is stupid, and I don't have time for that shit. It taxes my patience. So he fucked around and had a little scary moment for himself. I was not scared. I was a bit irritated after all that. So this proves the point about that Angry Man was saying the other day about people being their more of their real selves online and expressing their real thoughts than how they are when it's person to person. It's true. Because in their cars, like you mentioned, they think they're safe. That was what the movie Crash was all about. Wrapped in all this metal and glass and think you're separate from everybody else. You're not. You get out that bitch. So when I tell people I deal with people in the world, I worked retail for years, I'm used to dealing with people face to face, in person. Nothing between you but air and opportunity. It ain't shit to say the same stuff. Because it's only going to end one of two ways. You either going to take that shit or you're going to want to brawl about that shit. That's the only two ways it's happening. All this rest of this extra shit, this caring shit, look, that's just people trying to escape an ass whooping that they probably deserve and they know they probably going to catch for doing the dumb shit they did. And they don't want that. It's like that line out of Fight Club, the movie, not the stream. Most people do everything they can to avoid getting into a fight. I do. don't want to be in no damn fight with folks. I feel like being bothered like that because I know how far I'm going to have to take it. I feel like being bothered. Really don't. But look, if you campaign for that shit, if you campaign for that position, you'll probably get elected. Win or lose. I mean, what do you want me to do about it? Honey badger looks like a goofy motherfucking animal, doesn't it? Till you piss that motherfucker off. Then you can't get him off your ass. But there you go. I don't gotta be the biggest and baddest. I'm not. Never thought I did. You know why? Because I boxed, I wrestled, I did martial arts when I was young. I know I'm not the biggest and the baddest. There's always somebody bigger and badder. But what I do know for certain is I have a line. And in some ways, I got a damn problem. Don't make me start enjoying some shit. Like Batman. Look, it'd be too easy. It'd be too easy to start, and it'd be too hard to stop. I eat food and drink coffee for your safety, not for mine. If patience be gone, patience be gone. So everybody's crazy. Everybody ain't cute and cuddly. I'm not saying you have to walk around being afraid of everybody. You don't. But what you do have to be is aware of people and understand when you tramping into some territories that you probably shouldn't be. Not knowing who the hell it is you're actually dealing with. And most people don't. Why? Because most people are fucking lazy and don't want to do the work to figure it the fuck out. So they want to deal with you like they dealt with that other motherfucker in their life. You are not that motherfucker. No. You can get some real consequences playing somebody for weak and not knowing that, damn, this motherfucker was just waiting for an opportunity to use that new thing he had. Do that new trick he learned. Try out that new hold. Somebody he ain't sparring with. You know, fuck around and find out the wrong lesson. So that's our mental health break and exercise. No, our mental health advisory warning. Malika, exactly. Look, Malika, no. You've been in a spot where it was nothing between you and other men but male air and opportunity. On the regular, unless they was just out there and they had some back, who was out there really trying to fuck with people like that? Who was? Because people in general, individuals won't go out there and be pushing nothing unless they really do got a disposition where they just like either fucking people up or getting fucked up. Individually, they won't push it like that. All the rest of that, I'm gonna just go around fucking with people. Always happens with groups. That's that. To me, that's the hyena mentality. I'm only big as long as I got enough people with me. I'm bigger than. Now I can fuck with everybody. I never respected that kind of shit. Use this example a lot of times, right? Al Capone and Frank Nitti. Al Capone was a boss. He worked his way up to being a boss. He ran people. Who's Frank Nitti? Was it because he had a crew of motherfuckers? Or was it because he was Frank Nitti? And that's how he got down to it, the nitty gritty. Wasn't about the whole gang. He was the problem, not the gang. Silence before the throwdown. Look, you might have a chance to live if the man's still talking to you. If you get quiet, somebody about to go. Somebody is about to go. It is not okay. That's not, I tell you, women don't understand that shit. That's one of the main reasons I don't agree with women acting like men and barking on men like men. You don't understand. You might got all the insulting talking points down, but you don't understand when to stop. And because you don't understand when to stop, you could end up in a whole fucked up situation where he forgot that you was a whole female. Because you flip them switches that men flip where he know it's go time. You'll be trying your best to remind that motherfucker you got a vagina. I'll challenge any of you. I'm scrappy. I'm speedy. I'm agile. I have a mean hide and sneak skill. It's a princess in this bitch looking for some shit to start. Okay. Sound like somebody who ain't been pinned down and really understood somebody's strength where you cannot get up. No matter how hard you try, they crushing your fucking face into the ground and you cannot get up. Everything you trying is not getting you up. There's no squirming, there's no octopusing, none of that shit. You are just submitting. Submitting. You have no recourse. Men deal with that shit all the time. That's why we wrestle and fight with each other when we're younger. So you understand that. Because make no mistake about it, in a men's world, you will feel a man's full strength. You will. Even as a young boy, you'll feel somebody's full strength because they're not holding back on your ass. Women, depending on who you're dealing with and what you've done, you might feel his full strength. Otherwise, you never do. And that gives you that false sense of security and safety. Men understand that shit. No, you're going to feel the full brunt. You will. And it'll be quick. It will not be a prolonged thing. Not going to be a bunch of jaw jacking and lip flapping. No. You avoid violent men. Aria, here's the thing. You should avoid outwardly violent men, but all men can be violent because all men should be able to be violent. AM talked about this. Jordan Peterson talked about this. KS talked about this. What do you want with some milk toast cream puff moist towelette that couldn't be violent to save his goddamn life? What would you want with that? Do you want your son to be that person? Can't be violent. Violence is a tool. It is. I admire samurais. They're some of the most honorable warriors you can meet. But what they do is freaking violent. What's the line? I forget who says it. If you want peace, you train for war. You know why? Once the other person understands you train for war, they get real goddamn peaceful. They get real peaceful unless they really want that smoke. Unless they just feel like that Bill Cosby joke, you know, I can't go to bed tonight without a good beating. You should be able to be violent as a man. And I'm not saying just outright you can't control yourself. No, that's a problem. But as a man, you should be able to understand how and when to inflict some violence on somebody if they are crossing those boundaries that you have set. Messing with your person, messing with your children, your siblings, people that if you had taken under your wing, maybe your wife or something like that, yeah, you should. That's respectable. All the rest of that extra shit, just going out there, just starting shit with people, no, I don't respect that. That's somebody who don't know how to control themselves. They so happy they know how to do something. They just want to go out there and do it to anybody because they think it gives them a degree of power over everybody else. Look, who killed Nino Brown? Was it Ice-T or was it that old bastard that got off a lucky shot? Who got Carlito? Some of them big dudes he was fucking with? Or was it Benny Blanco from the Bronx? Who was it? It's never who you expect. Never is. Because everybody is violent. Human beings are violent. We only learn how to rationalize that shit and calm the fuck down. The planet is violent. Every creature on this planet has violence. Even a fucking flying squirrel. So you're not escaping violence. The only thing you're doing as the human being is managing that shit. Look, my daughter, when she was younger, one of her things to do was to punch my son in his face. And my son is 6 years older than his sister. Now, while I told her to stop hitting her brother in the face, I didn't tell her it was wrong to hit. Didn't tell her that. What I told her was you don't hit your brother unless you want to get hit back. And when she got a little bit older, I told her, you're going to run into some bitches that you're going to want to hit. Look, I know females. I deal with females in the world. You as a girl, you're going to run into some bitch you're going to want to call a bitch and you're going to want to slap her in her fucking face or punch her. So you need to know how to do these things. You are. It's just going to happen. It is just going to happen because people out here are stupid. And you're going to need to know how to protect yourself. If not against her, against some ne'er-do-well, I can't take no for an answer ass dude, and you're going to have to fight him out. You're going to have to know where to cut his ass and how to leak him. So me or your brother can find his ass. You're going to have to. And it's going to be okay. It'll be messy. It'll be hot. It'll be sticky. But it's okay. You can take a shower. But the main idea is for you to save your life. And in the defense of your life, fuck everybody else. That's what I told my daughter. Yeah, beastly. Spartans, samurais, knights. I always loved people who had warriors who had a sense of nobility about them and honor about them for what they did. They trained to do this because that's what you should do. You should. We got a whole warrior in here right now. You got two of them. We got Charles Faulkner Jr. and BMT. Both of them have actually been to war. And Charles will tell you he was kicking indoors before he hit 21 in a war zone, not just Baltimore. I respect a man with honor. I do not respect a man who just does violence just to inflict pain on people. Those are bullies. I don't fucking like bullies. I hate fucking bullies. I like to see bullies get their legs broke. But I'm like saying, in prison, you always keep your head on a swivel and you definitely don't let mouth right checks your ass cannot cash. Because it will seriously go down. And it won't be just a bunch of jaw flapping, will it, Malike? Keep your fucking mouth shut. My wife let me rough my son up to learn him that there is always a better person than you. You're supposed to rough your son up. That ain't even something she got to let you do. That's something you're supposed to do. When I was younger, I wrestled with my father's friends as a kid. Rough. They was not trying to go easy on me. And when I tell Princessa that, that's how I know about feeling somebody's full strength. Because they wasn't going easy. They didn't think I needed some easy going on me because it was going to be easy out there. They showed me what that shit meant. And that was in North Richmond. They showed me what that shit meant. How hard you would have to go. So grew up fighting grown ass people. It was just normal to me. Or the weekend. Back in the time, and the time was Saturday. But yeah, you're supposed to teach your son that. This is where that broken family structure, where the father ain't in the home, gets all fucked up. Because what tends to happen is the mother will want that aggressive energy that's growing in the son that hasn't been checked by a man. She wants to have him turn that against his father. Instead of his father teaching him how to calm that shit down. Like, look, bro, who the fuck you talking to in here? I mean, really, you need to calm that shit down. Or you can get completely fucked up in here. Well, I'll take you to the hospital if I fucking feel like it. But there is always somebody better. And I understand that and took that into the world to be a truism. I've seen it, I've dealt with it. There's always somebody better. But it don't mean just because there's somebody better, you can't be bad. Doesn't mean that shit at all. 1 second, you guys. 1 second. Who's bad? Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, what else did I want to put out there? I got some smart ass in my chat about Cap 4 thing. You want to break down where Brave New World came from to prove how knowledgeable he was. That was some good points, but what the fuck? I love these people who come in yo shit to try to school you on something you said. Like they just missed the correct all and shit. Like, where's your shit? Why didn't you put that up somewhere, smarty pants? You got goddamn. I just think it's stupid. And I think it's more of an insult to call it Brave New World. To show how these folks are really trying to get at your ass. To the white geeks. I'm not doing it. I'm just here to watch some of this stuff. But they're really trying to get at your ass and let you know this shit is changing. Same fucking title for us, I'm concerned. And a little worse. But okay, whatever. You know, y'all should read. If you have never read Brave New World, get it on audiobook. Just do the first 3 chapters. Do the first 3 chapters. Or at least just the first 3. Get up to the point where these people don't even have sex with each other no more. And draw your parallels to what the world we living in right now. Genetically modified, grown and shit kids and stuff like that. Figure out who John the Savage is. Not a savage, just a regular human being. All this goofy shit that they do in their Brave New World. It's fucked up. Like, dude, they are not human. They are not human. They're humanoids, but they ain't fucking human. Oh my God, they just suck the bone marrow out of humanity. What? And that's where we're going. Not on the slow boat. So when I heard that the title changed, I couldn't do a short fast enough. And you know me, I don't do shorts all the time. I don't. I usually don't have the time or I'm at work, right? But I made some time to put that short up because I thought that is not an improvement. What the fuck are you talking about? That's not an improvement. Oh my God. World Order. Yeah, I didn't think, Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash was showing up in that shit. I understand what a new world order means. What the fuck? But Brave New World? Oh, that's so much worse. So much worse. But whatever. Anyway, I'm at work now. I had a staff meeting in 20 minutes, so I'm going to have to get off of here. Oh, I didn't put the banner up. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. $ Artisan MC on Cash App or Artisan MC on PayPal. I'm having to do that with two of my nephew boys in the summer camp this year. Overly emotional and trying to tamper that. Yeah, you do have to temper that shit. Beastly, but you teach martial arts. You should already know how to get at their ass. Because I'm telling you, especially at summer camp. I don't know where you at in summer camp in Texas, but summer camp in the woods, in the redwoods, take a little boy out there, give him a good hard shot to the stomach, or you get them like Charles be getting them, get them on that mat and just start slinging their ass all over the mat. Start slinging their ass all over that flat mat. Like, and this is a gut wrench suplex. Like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, this is a takedown. Look, I have to take the piss and vinegar out their ass. It'll be all over the mat. You have to. You have to. You either gonna get your bluff in early on them, or you gonna get that tempting on them that I'm not the one you need to be trying. There's always somebody better. I did that with my son. Did it with my daughter. It was fun in some ways. I wasn't really trying to hurt their ass, but I was letting them know the world is not gonna go easy on you. I'm gonna go a little easy because I love you. The world does not love you. They do not know you. They have no investment in your success. They are gonna go hard on you. So I'm trying to train you for the world you're gonna go into, not what I think the world should be. Oh, sugar plums, unicorns, and rainbows. That's not what the fucking world is. I'm sorry to tell you that shit. That is not what it is. No, and I don't see the point in you having a bunch of dumbass delusions that you trying to match up to the real world once you get out there. You gonna have. I don't want you to have them kind of problems of trying to adjust to reality. It's enough of those people. Oh, you mean for you? Tamper that shit down. Seeing how girls are these days with committing violent acts, what do you do with daughters? The same shit you do with sons. To a certain point, I believe you can raise boys and girls the same way. To a certain point, you can raise them the same way. All that cooking and domesticated shit, look, you need to teach both of them that shit. I don't necessarily believe it's just a woman's thing or just a man's thing. It's an individual thing. You need to know how to take care of your goddamn self. You need to know how to cook for yourself. You need to know how to house clean. You need to know how to do some domestic shit. You need to know how to change your fucking oil and check your car and all that shit. Both of you do. You both do. Why? Because at some point in this life, you're going to be by yourself. And for the time you are by yourself, you need to understand how to take care of yourself and not be looking for somebody else. You need to have a good job in 6 figures. Why? You don't work? Huh. She need to cook for me. Why, nigga? You can't feed yourself? You hot pocket man? No. You need to know how to do all that shit that any average individual person would need to know how to do on their own. That's how you come to a relationship as 100 and 100 and not 50-50, which is bullshit. Shout out to Ron Bunger from teaching me that. I only know how to do half of this shit because this is just the man's work to do. No, nigga, you need to know how to do all of that shit. Because men, like Beasley is saying in here, needs to be self-sufficient. And women need to too. Just saying. This is the world as it is now, not as it was in the fucking 50s. And we ain't going back there. Because I don't think they treated black folks too good in the 50s. Since we not on the upper crust of this shit. Everybody needs to know how to do for themselves. Now, when you come together, that makes it 200% output and not 100% output for two people. Bullshit. Bullshit. No, you better come 100. No, it's okay, baby. I can do I do my laundry the way I like because you use that fucked up fabric softener. I don't use that shit. I don't use that one. I use this one. I know how to put the stuff in the dryer so I make sure my stuff come out fluffy because I don't like my shirts all scratchy and shit. I don't miss a sock. I don't have clothes going to the washing machine and sit in the laundry room forever. No. And I got all my socks. I can count them. I know how many packs I bought. No. How you lose a sock between the bedroom and the laundry? Nah. I don't like that. No. I got particular ways. We can do this shit together, but I can do it probably better. And maybe that's just because I was single mother raised. And she didn't want me relying on no fucking woman, but I don't mind being able to know how to do a lot of shit for myself. Makes it hard on the woman to do stuff for me. But it does limit it down to what is your fucking role with me. Does limit that shit a lot. An artisan, a person who is not self-sufficient is a serious liability. It is. You are. It's like working in construction and lifting heavy loads. The person you pick to work with you, if you get to pick the person that works with you, you need to know they can carry their end of the load. You need to know that shit. But if you're able to lift 200 pounds in a deadlift and they can only do 100, nigga, you're going to have to make up that other 100. You're going to have to go up to 3. No, it's better if you can lift either both of y'all can only lift 100 or both of you can lift 2. Don't matter. But it's better if it's balanced out like that. It's less work on you. It's less work on them because they don't have to compensate for your ass. And you ain't got to compensate for them. You can just worry about holding your part of the load. And if you both can do 2, but you only need to use 100, if one of you go down, car accident, medical illness or something like that, the other person can take the weight. Oh, okay, you went down, that's good. I can do 2. Because we was doing 100 together, but I can do 2. I know how strong I am. Yeah, D Remedy. Read the labels on clothes. Dude, there's labels and instructions all over this fucking world. There's instructions on a box of fucking macaroni. Even microwave macaroni. And some people can't figure that shit out. I had to deal with people who can't work a microwave. He keeps burning it. I said, well, you know, on the package it says for microwaves between this wattage and this wattage, use this time. You can't use the same time on every one. There's instructions all over this bitch. That's why I say people are stupid. You don't fucking read. Even the simple shit that you should read to figure out why you keep getting these dumbass results. But then they think it's something defective in the product. No, something defective in you because you don't want to read shit. Anyway, let me get out of here. I just burned 6 minutes on a rant. No, people don't like to read at all. Unless it's TikTok or tweet. 150 characters. That's why TikTok is popular. Very little reading. And if I'm wrong about that, it's because I'm not on fucking TikTok. I wouldn't want to be considered a twit. That's not an endorsement. Anyway, y'all have a good day. I have been the Artisan MC. If you didn't hear some geek stuff, Understand that's my flow. I mix real life with geek stuff, and I talk about whatever the fuck I feel like. It's my channel. Um, what's it today? Wednesday. Going to see Transformers tomorrow night, so there will be a reaction tomorrow night for Rise of the Beast. I'm gonna get my Maximize on. Get my Maximize on. I'm looking forward to that shit. And I started doing my Cross the Spider Verse review last night. I was having some computer issues, but if I go home tonight, I will record it and it will be up because you know me, I don't like spoiler stuff before people have had a chance to see it. But it's getting a lot of good buzz. A lot of people are actually going out to the movie to see it, and they should. Maybe it'll get them to start questioning some of that shit they've been regurgitating about tokenized characters and stuff like that. Maybe they'll figure out for themselves what they think about the character. So I will see you guys next time. Peace.